Alrighty guys, welcome back to another stream. Thought I'd start off the stream with that little gem. For anyone that wants to watch that again in the future, I have a link in the description box below. That was an actual Zool 2 smashing about 6 years ago as of doing this stream, where I failed to finish the Let's Play at the final boss. You get no continues in Zool 2. And I smashed my cartridge to bits and pieces. Fortunately, I'm on a Jaguar game drive right now, so I don't have to worry about that in the future. And for those of you guys that don't know, I did actually go back and conquer the game once again on a more recent Let's Play, I think in like 2017 or 2018. So we did get our revenge. We exacted our revenge, but because I got the Jaguar game drive, which allows me to play lots of Jaguar games I don't technically own, I actually ran through this game last week on Twitch, and since I'm kind of warmed up to it, and I wasn't sure if I really wanted to do a long stream tonight, you know, I decided, you know what, we'll go ahead and play through Zool 2 again, and today we're gonna actually play as ZOOZ, which is Zool 2's, not Zool 2's, Zool's partner in crime, I don't know, whatever. And so she has a couple of alternate pathways you can take. Nothing too significant, you know, difference-wise between the two characters in terms of like level progression and whatever, but there are a couple of, you know, slight, subtle route differences you'll see with her as opposed to Zool. I think in both of my Let's Plays, I played as Zool, so, you know, this kind of gives me an excuse to play as ZOOZ, and the, again, the side character of Zool. So there you go, you can see I played through the game once, AKM, 274,735 points. Being this is a Jaguar game, it does save your high scores and all that stuff, which is kind of cool, and, yeah, so we're going to try to go through the whole game. I predict this will probably take us about an hour and a half to 2 hours to go through. Zool 2 is a fairly lengthy game, and it's got a couple of game mechanics that really, you know, forces the game to take a while to go through. There is no speedrunning this game. You can't really just zip your way through the levels, because there's this mechanic where you have to collect these icons on you know, the screen in the levels, and you've got to collect a lot of them. And I'll explain that as we get into it. And that just really forces the player to take a long time at this game. So whereas, you know, if it was like Sonic the Hedgehog or something, you could just blitz through the levels. You know, you could probably beat this game in a half an hour. But no, you have to collect all the icons that you see, or as many as you can. Again, I'll touch on that more in a little bit. And so that basically, you know, pads out the game length significantly. You're just kind of forced to explore and collect lots of crap. So. But yeah, I do have a bit of a love-hate relationship with this game. You know, as you saw there in the beginning, I do like the graphics. I do like a lot of the music in this game, and this game is very fast. It is very snappy, almost too fast and too snappy in a way. I don't know if there's such a thing as being too snappy, really, but with how some platforms are designed in this game that are like half the size of your character, it's very easy to just slip off platforms and stuff like that. So you feel like you don't have. Even though your character is fast, and you know, it is snappy, it's like the way a lot of platforms are designed in this game, you just slip off of them. You don't feel like you're in full control a lot of the time. So, yeah, they're and some of the later levels too are very, very trollish. Like, oh my god, extremely trollish level design later on in the game. So the game actually starts off really well, if you ask me. I really like the first level. I like the second level here, which is being demoed. I even don't mind the third level, despite it having some really trollish moments. But from stage 4 and on, the game just becomes... It just goes downhill from there, if you ask me. It's a very, very challenging game, but for all the wrong reasons, as you guys will see as we progress through this. Yeah, with that... enough chattering from me. Let's do the old shoutouts and whatnot. I didn't do the shoutouts on the last stream because I was just rushing to get it together, and so let's go ahead and do that. We got about 2 weeks worth of shoutouts to do here. So first of all, thanks to everyone that's supporting my channel through places like Patreon. Big shoutouts to Tom Nook, who actually joined up as a patron last week. So thank you very much, Tom. Much appreciated. Now, if you guys want any of my videos early and you want some early access content, consider joining up as a Patreon backer. Thanks to everyone that's been doing super chats on these live streams. It's much appreciated. Big shout outs to Dad1153, JeffMetal42, Carl R, Tenchi3, Will Haynes, Justin Havu, or is it Have You? I don't know, Doc Atface, Jonathan Pressman, and Zaffo256, who all did super chats in the last 2 weeks. Again, I didn't get the shout outs on the last stream, so I'm shouting out for the last 2 weeks. So thank you very much, guys, for your support. And then Justin, thanks for joining back up as a channel member, and Aberdeen Hank, who also joined up as a channel member a couple weeks ago, so thank you guys for that. If you want to support on Patreon, but you don't want to do it through Patreon, consider joining as a channel member on YouTube. You get lots of fun stuff like emojis for my comment sections and my live stream chats, and you'll also get my Let's Plays and whatever when I finally get around to doing another one early here on YouTube, so... But yeah, thanks guys for that. We also have, I updated our templates here. So we actually have, on the Apache test screen here, we've actually got a slightly different format now. So, you know, hopefully it looks a little bit better. Or maybe not better, but different. Hey, everybody! So yeah, we got that. And then as you saw, the running test screen is a little bit different now as well. So it actually just says starting soon now. I had a lot of people be like, what are you testing? I don't hear anything. So I just figured I would change it over to just something simple like starting soon and whatnot. I've also got a new display capture screen over here. So if there's anything like the Zool 2 video that I want to capture again live on the spot, I can just capture it here with this template. So, but let me go ahead and actually just paste this into the chat just for anyone that is curious. And for anyone that wants to bookmark that or watch it in the future, I have 8 downvotes on it. There are people out there that when you freaking smash something like a cartridge, man, they think you are the devil for doing that. So, yeah, Zool 2 was cheap at the time. It was like a $12 game. So, and the cartridge I smashed also had lots of problems, like. More than half the time it wouldn't even work in my Jaguar. That's after cleaning the contacts and everything. Some people will have problems with specific games on their Jaguar systems. I was talking to Andy Author last week when I was playing iWar, and his copy of iWar back in the day apparently just stopped working altogether. He would just get a red screen of death every time he would pop it in. And that's kind of what was happening with my Zool 2 cartridge. Like, it took me forever to get the damn thing to work for that Let's Play. So when I smashed it, it was almost like a sigh of relief because, like, I wouldn't have to deal with the red screen of death issue with that particular cartridge. So, but, you know, people like to downvote you for stuff like that just because. My poor physical games that aren't gonna last forever. Yeah, whatever. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into it. And actually, let's hit the options button here to go to the options screen. See what we got here. So we got inertia. I think I have it off by, it's on by default, but I'm gonna leave it off. I think what that does is it might allow you to sort of like stop in place faster, I think. Difficulty should be on normal. I actually put it on hard for just a split second there. Because of how the Jaguar handles, you know, saving, it actually saves all your settings and whatnot. It's very common for Jaguar games. It's one of the many positives to the Jaguar platform as a whole. But yeah, this is a 2-player game, 2 players, 2 pads. I think it's alternating. I haven't actually ever tried it before. Never really had a reason to, but I don't believe it's 2 players at the same time. I think it's just alternating. And you can configure your button presses or your button assignments and whatnot. And so let's go ahead and just hit start and jump right into it. My room looks very nice. Well, thank you. And Design, what's going on, man? Good to see you. You know what's funny, Design? Last night after you left on Twitch, I never went to New Super Mario Brothers. I just kept playing Geometry Wars for the rest of the night. And I'm gonna go back and play it some more later tonight. I don't know what the difference is, Stexor, but what I was thinking about doing is after beating the game, maybe popping it onto hard mode and just seeing what happens. So, Ghost said he found a Jaguar in a barn flea market this summer, so you had 2 Jags for a while. Nice, that's awesome, man. Hope it was a good deal. Let's scroll up to the chat a little bit. Thank you for providing us with these great live streams, Austin. Well, thank you, Aberdeen. I'm glad you're enjoying them. Hey, Doc, welcome back. And CM Retro, word up. Blank Face, welcome back. You pray for my sake the controls aren't as crap as the Genesis, SNES, or Master System. Well, that is a different game. That's Zool 1. I've barely played Zool 1, so I can't really vouch for that. But the controls are very touchy in this game, I'll say that. Hey, Internet Junkie, what's going on? Yeah, the controls are very, very touchy here. And they're fast and they're snappy, but I don't know. I don't have too much of a problem with them, but I know I've seen a lot of other people, you know, have issues with the controls in this game. So it's gonna be like your mileage may vary. It's just gonna depend. So, but I will try to play Zool 1 sometime, specifically on Genesis or Super Nintendo. I do want to check that out, and yeah. So, but Tenchi3, thank you very much for your super chat, sir. I really appreciate it. And, so yeah, much appreciated, man. Alright, so Swan Lake Stage 1, and again, we're playing as the second character. So, for those of you guys that have never played Zool 2 before, have never seen me play this game before, you basically run, and you jump, and you can press up to jump, or you can press A to jump by default. And then when you're on the ground, you can just press B and you'll shoot out this projectile. You'll notice that ZOOZ here also has a whip. It's kind of useless if you ask me, so I think it's more like just a style thing, and it's not really functional as far as I'm aware. I've tried using it before, but it seems like it just goes right through enemies, so I really feel like it's more just style as opposed to substance. But yeah, you can hang on to walls like this. You can press up and down to move up and down. You also, if I recall correctly, you have to hold down the jump button when you're on a wall, and then when you press in the opposite direction, you'll actually jump upwards. Otherwise, you'll just fall down. So there are a couple of mechanics like that take some time to get the hang of in Zool 2. So you'll also notice this game has constantly respawning enemies, which is both a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing because every few enemies you kill, every certain amount of enemies you kill, you get a health pellet, which will restore 1 block of health. That set of red bars in the top middle of the screen is your health bar. So that right there, that little heart, is a health pellet. And you know what's funny is when I play this on a CRT, they don't even look like hearts. But now that I'm playing on a flat screen with a nice upscaler, I can actually see they're supposed to be hearts. I thought they were just supposed to be like candy, but no, it's actually a heart. It's interesting. It's a super tiny heart. You can barely tell it's a heart. So yeah, you'll notice that Chupa Chups basically sponsored this game, and so you'll see their icons all over the course of the game. Like right here, you just bump your head into them, and then you can pick the power-ups up that you know, come out of them. That big, that small yellow Chupa Chup sign was actually a full life refill. Those solid spherical icons I just picked up, those are these little guys with faces that trail behind me. You can press the C button by default to use them. They're basically screen clearing bombs. Sometimes screen clearing bombs. Like you'll notice this guy right here. Yeah, sometimes you can blow him up. Other times you can't. It doesn't really make any sense. There's no consistency to it. But yeah, your main goal in these levels, aside from getting to the end, is to collect as many icons as you can. As many point icons as you can. I just got a time pickup right there as well. And as you do that, your numerical value in the bottom left, you notice it says 75 right now. Now it's 76. That has to be at 99 when you beat the level. Otherwise, you can't actually beat the level. You can't collect the end of level icon. And honestly, it's, you know, I don't want to sound too negative right from the very beginning, but it's an awful design choice. You know, I really wish they just kind of made it like a Sonic game or something where you can just blitz your way to the end, and then have the option to explore, you know, for all the point icons and whatever. But no, it's mandatory. You have to explore, and thus this is not one of those games where you can just fire it up and just, you know, in a half an hour beat it. You've really got to dedicate time to it, and given that there are no continues in this game, a lot of people aren't even going to see the end of the game. It's a very, very difficult game because of some very particular design choices, like lack of continues and whatnot. But yeah, we were actually talking about that on Twitch when I was playing this last week. It was like, man, this game would have been so much more enjoyable if, you know, if they gave the player the choice to explore all around. But no, they force the player to explore, and thus you really have to play the game one very specific way. And it's also very, very challenging. So, you know, a lot of people just aren't going to even see very far into this game, which is kind of a shame. Because there are a lot of interesting design choices in the game overall. And, you know, I do, like I said, I have a love-hate relationship with it. There are things I really like about Zool 2. And this can only be accessed by Zool right here, by the way. So these are some of the slight differences between Zool and his partner. But yeah, man, if someone, you know, was willing to, like, if they had the source code or something, or a way to hack the game, would be amazing to hack in the ability to just, you know, collect the end of level bonus icons, or not bonus icons, but the end of level icons without actually having to, you know, collect, you know, all the point icons over the course of the you know, the levels. So this is the thing I was talking about right here. You have to be at 99 in order to pick that up. So, yeah, level ends, you get some more point icons. And, why are video game source codes so hard to find? Because not everyone had backed them up. It's not to say, like, it can't be hacked, you know, via, like, a hex editor or something like that. So... And actually, you know what? That could... I don't know. I'm gonna talk to some people about that, actually. I know some guys in the Jaguar community that, you know, are able to do things like that. And, oh, that's funny. I actually just... I fell right through that platform. I'm not supposed to fall through that platform. I feel like that's a glitch. Yeah, I do feel like it's the sort of thing that could be edited out with just, like, a hex edit or something. I'll have to talk to some people about that. But, yeah, so I'm already up to 40 icons, or 40, I don't even know what you want to call it. It's not even labeled on the bottom left. It's just like, there's a number, you collect so many point icons, and it goes up. There's no label for it, it's just, it is a thing. What I actually kind of want to do, though, is go back towards the beginning, because there is, I think, a bottom route for my character here. I actually ended up taking the top route when I wasn't really supposed to be able to. Because the game just thought, oh, we're going to let you just fall right through this platform. Because why not? So let's go ahead and fall back down here. Yeah, just like that. So you do want to shoot whatever walls you see. Any big walls. There are a lot of secrets in this game. A lot of hidden areas, which is nice. That Z power-up I picked up, it's actually invincibility. So it is temporary. Yeah, I just fell right through it. That is so weird. So it's like I am supposed to come this way, but it's not letting me bash through it or anything. Definitely a glitch. And the game is glitchy. I actually experienced a glitch on the third boss last week, where it fell through the screen, and it kept continually falling through the screen without coming back up. And I'll really explain what I'm talking about when we get to that boss, just so you guys have a better visual. But, yeah, it was a really odd glitch, and very frustrating. Fortunately, it didn't soft lock me, but it felt like it was going to. Let's see if we can pop up through here. I don't think we can. Yeah, see, I'm not able to pop up through this one. But if I wanted to, I can hop up here. Now, you'll notice that I'm constantly spinning around, and this is basically an air attack. So you jump, and then you hold down attack while you're jumping, and you'll constantly spin. The reason you want to constantly spin like this is because it counts as an attack. When you slam into these randomly spawning enemies, you'll have a greater chance of just killing them, as opposed to slamming into them and taking damage and whatnot. And let's see what this is. It's a yin-yang. You'll notice the yin-yangs allow me to, you know, have a mirror behind me. Now, I think there's actually a bonus level icon around here somewhere, so I do want to get that, and I think it's down here. Yep, there it is. So if you pick up 3 bonus level icons at the end of a level, you will go to a bonus stage. You get to play a game of Breakout, Zool 2 style, which is actually pretty fun. The bonus stages are actually pretty good. The bonus stages are really important, too, if you're trying to go through the whole game without, well, I was going to say without continuing, but there are no continues in this game. I mean, it's possible there could be a continue code, as far, you know, but I'm not sure. I never looked into that. I always just played the game as is. And as is, there are no continues by default. So, how is Jaguar emulation these days? Not amazing, but, you know, some games work a lot better than others. Like, Zool 2, I think, is one of those games that probably plays perfectly fine. So, and I know Tempest 2000 apparently plays great. So, you know, again, you need to experiment. And yeah, quality is going to vary from game to game. Hey, Aberdeen, thanks for upgrading your membership. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much. Don't ever feel pressured to upgrade. I always tell people, like, hey, man, you don't need to, you know, support at higher tiers. If you want, you can just be like, you know, do $1 a month. But I do appreciate everyone that does support, and, you know, the upgrades do help. But don't feel pressured to have to upgrade. Everyone gets the same perks, whether they're doing $1 a month or $5 a month or whatever. But yeah, thanks a lot, Aberdeen. I really appreciate it. All right. So, yeah, this part's a little weird. If you kind of hug the wall as you go up, you'll actually fly up a little bit higher. So there are some sort of momentum-based physics in this game, which are kind of interesting. And we're just constantly picking up more stuff. More stuff. Alright, and there we go. Yeah, you'll notice that a lot of these enemies also shoot out very, very tiny bullets, which are insanely difficult to see. And those guys right there, those little signs, those are checkpoints. And there's another thing you can do, actually. If you can run right into a wall and hold down the attack button, and your character will do a backflip as long as you constantly hold forward. And it's not obvious how to do that at first. You'll you know, on a first play, you're gonna do it by accident, you know, all over the place. And but it's actually really important to know. And let's see if we can get some health back. So one thing you can do is just kind of sit in place, and enemies will just constantly respawn, like so. And I can just let them respawn, and I can just kill them over and over until I get some health back. It's like, there's one right there. I should probably just get another one just to be safe. Now, I have 9 lives right now, and I'll probably have a lot more, as you know, by the time the end of the game is here. But actually, I need to check my starting lives, because I don't feel like I should have 9 lives by this point in the game. I'm gonna have to do that after we're done here, because I am using a ROM on a flash card. I don't know if this has been edited to give people more lives from the beginning. Or maybe ZOOZ gets more lives. Maybe she's like the easy mode of the game. The easy mode without actually selecting easy mode. Because I noticed on my last playthrough of this, I played as her as well, and I had like 18 lives by the end of the game. It was pretty crazy, actually. Yeah, you notice my bomb's not killing this swan? It is Swan Lake. So that's what I was saying about the little bomb guys you get, is they don't seem all that useful. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. You can also use your spin attack to bust open objects like these eggs. So I have a tendency of doing that just because you get points for doing it, for one, and then you know, they usually reveal some extra point icons as well. So now it is entirely possible to get to the end of a level without having enough point icons. And you'll have to sit there at the end of the stage grinding out on infinitely respawning enemies. And this is probably why, like, they had infinitely respawning enemies in this game. It's so when you get into that situation, you can still make it to the end, technically. But I really wish the devs had thought about it differently and got rid of the infinitely respawning enemies and just got rid of the limit altogether on your point icons, you know. So it would have made the game a whole lot more enjoyable, having that flexibility. But, yeah, whatever. There we go. Get that. Come on back up here. We're at 99, so I actually technically don't need to collect anything else. But I do have the habit of constantly collecting stuff because, like, it's just ingrained, you know, in my psyche, basically. It's like, it's Zool 2, I gotta get everything I see because I don't want to get to the end of the level without, you know, having my maximum point icon count. By the way, on stage 3 here, we have boss fights. And some of the bosses are fine in this game, but some of the later bosses are really irritating to fight. And you guys will see what I mean as we progress through the game. The first few bosses, though, aren't too bad. I even like the first few bosses, honestly. Because, like, I really feel like I'm in full control in these boss fights, these early ones in particular. It's not just the Jaguar game, Monolith. You gotta remember, this came out on the Amiga first. There was also Amiga CD32, there's also an MS-DOS version. So it's not really a quote-unquote Jaguar game in the sense that it only came out in the Jaguar and it was designed for the Jaguar from the ground up. All of its design problems stem from the original game. They're not unique to the Jaguar version. So you can hop on the enemy's heads or the boss's heads if you want, but I like to try to stay back from a distance. And there we go. Yeah, and if you don't have 99 on your counter in the bottom left, the boss won't even appear. Been really getting into it lately for the first time. Hell yeah, Blank Face. That's awesome, man. Mike Bate pops up here in the chat. Never seen him. Yeah, he's popped in a couple times. Couple times. Top Man's Power. Yeah, someone really likes Top Man's Power from Mega Man 3. Yeah. Let's see. The music is good in this game, Dean. Yeah, it's got a pretty nice soundtrack. Pretty chill. Covering Yo Noid for the NES? No, because it's a terrible game. I don't plan on doing that one anytime soon. Yeah, Chupa Chups are a real thing. Hey, Branch, how's it going, man? Yeah, let me scroll up the chat a little bit. Home Alone 2 on NES was found on some random hard drive. Just makes me think how neglected source codes are. Yeah, I mean, people are still finding, you know, full games on development kits for platforms like the Dreamcast and, you know. Hey, Kevin, Buffalo Pinball. Thanks for the good luck, man, if you're still out there. I didn't see you. Focusing on this mess of a game. And you know how fast this game is. Kevin's a huge Jaguar fan. We go way back to the 90s when it comes to Jaguar stuff. Amiga modules for music, you know. You think this just uses Amiga modules? Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe not. But we got our 3 bonus icons, and so we get to go to the breakout bonus game. So ideally I don't want to lose here because then I lose a lot of power-up. Well, not power-up, but a lot of extra life potential. Yep, here and lurking. Hell yeah, dude. It's good to see you, man. Alright. Yep, so there's our first one up. This is also how you get a lot of extra lives in this game. And so knowing where your bonus icons are very important if you're trying to beat this game. So I've been playing this game since the late 90s when, you know, Jaguars were being liquidated. It was around like, I think it was like 97. You know, Jag systems were being liquidated at KB Toys. And that's how a lot of us got into the Jaguar. And, you know, you can get a console very cheap, and then games were like $10 a pop. And so, you know, that's when I first played Zool 2. Oh, I missed it. Yeah, that's when I first played Zool 2. It was one of my first games on the system, actually. And it wasn't until like 2009 I finally beat the games. You know, I played the game for almost 10 years before I was able to actually finish it. I mean, that's how tough the game was for me. Granted, I've also evolved a lot as a player, quote unquote. You know, I think my skills have increased a lot since even 2009 when, you know, I first beat this game. But yeah, it's a very challenging game. It's not a game you're gonna fire up and say, oh, look at these cutesy graphics, I'm gonna just roll right through this. No, you're not going to, actually. I mean, I could see some, you know, other really experienced players that I follow these days do it relatively quickly, but for most people, I think it's going to take them a while to get through this game. It can be a very frustrating experience. It's got a lot, like I said, it's got a lot of stuff I do like about it, but man, is it one tough cookie. It is very, very challenging. So we got some Sonic the Hedgehog 2 elements right here. I think this game was influenced by Sonic in more ways than one, as quite a few games were back then. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and just climb our way up. Yeah, so the worst levels in the game are basically stages 4 and 5. So Snaking Pass and Mount Ices. Those are definitely the worst levels in the game. Very, very frustrating. And again, you guys will see once we get there. So again, I'm just trying to collect as much stuff as I can, because I don't want to get to the end of the stage without that. Without my number on the bottom left being at 99. Alright, got all my health back. Doesn't really matter which way I go here. They're all going to lead me to the end. Some ways might be better than others. There's a bonus level icon, for instance, right there, so this was actually a good pick. I don't have a lot of these levels memorized. Like, in terms of these levels where I have multiple paths I can go, I usually just pick whatever path. You know, it doesn't really matter that much. Alright, let's hop on up here. Alright, another invincibility icon. I like those, because then I can just kind of rush through. Now you can actually hop on enemies, so you know sometimes you'll fly up, you know, through one of those tubes and just happen to land on an enemy. You know, you'll fly up and then you'll just kind of hop on them by accident, and yeah, you will kill them. So it's good to know. It's not something I recommend trying to do intentionally, trying to just intentionally hop on enemies. You're probably gonna get bit in the rear more often than not, but it is something that works. You know, you can just hop on enemies without doing your spin attack, just like that. So, alright, some more little bomb guys, and we might have. Yep, I was gonna say this is probably a bonus area. I do have a good idea of where the bonus areas are, the hidden rooms, I should say. And actually, I could probably just go ahead and just try to rush towards the end, because I've got 99 in the bottom left. There's just so much stuff flying at you from every direction. You don't want to get hit by those sparks, they hurt you. They're not just for looks, unfortunately. Wired Up Retro, welcome to the stream. You have this game, do you like it? Cool sound effects. Yeah, it's got some cool sound effects. Which one is better, Zool or Jazz Jackrabbit? I want to say Jazz Jackrabbit, but I haven't really gotten very far in Jazz, so I don't want to be like, oh yeah, Jazz is way better when I haven't really put any time into it. Same goes for Zool 1. I've played like one level of Zool 1. Between all those games, the only one I have actual real experience with is Zool 2. And I have a lot of experience with Zool 2, for better or for worse. But yeah, Zool 1 is something I'm going to try to play sometime in the future. And then I would love to put more time in the Jazz Jackrabbit, actually. I think I have it on my Windows 95 machine. Alright, another secret room. So now, you do have to kind of, you know, move it pretty quickly later on in the game. Like, Stage 3 in particular, like, I have a tendency of running out of time in a couple of those levels. This stage is not too bad. I feel like I can just play at a moderate pace and be okay. But from stage 3 and on, I really feel like I have to move quickly. Which is a bummer, because the level design just gets nastier. So it's not like, oh, I can just take my time and, you know, with these, you know, these weird, you know, these areas with weird design choices. No, I have to move through them really quickly. So they're really tough to deal with, for one, and then you're pressured to just keep moving, otherwise you'll lose a life. Yeah. It can be tough, man. Very tough. Alright, so we're still at 61, and there's another bonus icon. It's gonna be a spring right there. Man, my nose keeps itching right now. I don't know why. This is irritating. This is like one of the worst games to play and have a nose itch. There's so much stuff happening at all times. The game is unrelenting. I actually do wonder if this game wasn't optimized for NTSC, and if it runs like 15% faster than it's supposed to. I've always wondered that. This is an extremely fast game, and you know, this was a game that was developed in Europe, and games developed in PAL regions were typically optimized for, you know, the PAL standard, which is 50 hertz. And a lot of those games brought over to North America were never optimized properly. A great example is Shadow of the Beast on the Mega Drive or Sega Genesis, where it runs 15% faster, and thus people really struggle with that version because it's so much quicker than the you know, the original or the game from the original region it was based on. I can't talk right now. And I've always wondered to myself if Zool 2 and the Jaguar is just another casualty, you know, of that phenomenon. Because, man, it is very fast. I wonder if it's supposed to be playing like 15% slower. It would definitely make the game a little more playable. Or controllable. You played GBA Jazz Jackrabbit as a kid. Oh, I totally forgot they made a Jazz Jackrabbit on Game Boy Advance. I wonder if that was a brand new game or if it was a port of an existing one. No, I'm not saying it's always the case, Stexor. I didn't say that. It's just in a lot of cases, it is the case. But yes, I know. Not... Never mind. I hate it when people try to correct me for something I didn't even say. Alright, invincibility again. You think it's a port, Kevin? Do you know if it's which one it's a port of? If it's part 1 or part 2? Oh no, Branch says it's a brand new game. Game Boy Advance Crestline, apparently. I feel like I vaguely remember seeing that back in the day, but I never actually played it. Third and last. Well, yeah, I mean, I haven't seen a Jazz Jackrabbit game since. So, Design, you're talking about Zool 1? You beat Zool 1 on Genesis? Interesting. You see, it's hard, but not as hard as this. Okay. Maybe I'll have to try it soon, actually. I'll have to give it a try very soon. Yeah, I do know that Zool 1, just based on a, you know, level or two that I've played, it does feel different from this game. I mean, this is a much faster experience. Right, no, it's okay, Stexor. I got you, man. But no, I mean, yeah, no, that's patently false. If, you know, all PAL games, you know, imported, you know, brought over to North America were not optimized. You know, that's obviously false. I feel like anyone with a brain would know that. But yeah, I got you, man. Don't worry about it. I've never heard that stereotype, personally, where people believe all PAL games brought to North America were not optimized. But it is a relatively common issue, and it's actually even worse for the opposite. You know, NTSC games being brought over to PAL regions. I heard the Mega Drive, in particular, got it real bad over in Europe. For a lot of games that were developed in Japan or North America. Hey, Pancreatitis. Yeah, I actually showed that clip at the very beginning of the stream. For anyone just joining us, I actually have a link to that video in the description box if you want to check it out. Not one of my proudest moments, but it's one of my not proud moments that I find funny. I've got some moments I'm not particularly proud of that I don't like to show people, but the Zool 2 cartridge smashing to me is pretty funny. Alright, so we gotta watch out for sparks coming from the ceiling. And so what I like to do is just kind of go back and forth like this and just shoot them. I've got another one where I snapped the Demon Souls disc in half. I have that on one of my my Twitch archive YouTube channel. Not something I should be proud of. Another one of those cases though where the game was like 12 bucks at the time. A lot of ISOs don't run properly on ODEs. Oh, that sucks, man. Alright, another bonus level. See how many extra lives we can get. Another ball in play. Which is fine. I'd rather have some extra lives as opposed to another ball in play. I need to play the Jill of the Jungle Games branch. I want to play more of those epic Mega Games titles. Back in the day, I really only played Epic Pinball. And I tried some of their shareware games, you know. I don't know if it was Major Havoc. No, I think Major Havoc might have been... I think that might have been Apogee. Forgot what it was. There was another shoot 'em up by Epic Mega Games, or published by them at least. Yeah, I want to play through the first Jazz Jackrabbit. And Jazz 2. I want to play through Jazz Jackrabbit 2 as well. That seems like a pretty fun game, the second one in particular. Yeah, Epic Pinball was one of my favorites back then. But I didn't really get many of their other games up until Unreal Tournament. Like Jill of the Jungle was like early 90s. Alright, another extra life. Oh, I think I actually collected it. Because you hear these guys purr when they bounce the ball back or you pick up items. Come on. Alright, let's go ahead and just end it. I don't need that. Chris Hendricks. How's it going, man? I actually saw you post earlier. I totally forgot to say hi, man. I apologize for that. Alright, so stage 3. This is where the game really starts to become a pain in the ass. So, yeah. How well we do in this level is usually a crapshoot. Actually, you know what? I usually do okay in this level. It's level 4 in particular I do really bad with. And then Mount Ice's level 5 is just... You know, I can get through it, but oh, it's so frustrating. It is so frustrating, man. You guys will see why. So these are some of the tiny platforms I was talking about earlier. Very difficult to navigate. They break apart on you. And there are also, you know, platforms later on in this level that are about the size of your character. And given how fast you move, they're extremely difficult to navigate. I'm just gonna keep, you know, grinding out right here for health icons. Notice that this guy just keeps spitting out these projectiles. I can just use my spin attack on them. Okay. Not doing too bad so far. Oops. Let's just climb down here and then jump over, just like so. I really like the backing tune in this level. So now we got these blocks that you have to shoot to make appear. And then you can jump on them like that. So that's going to be a gimmick for the rest of these stages. There are a couple of nasty moments later on where you've got to shoot them, but you're standing on these falling or these disappearing platforms. Bonus level icon. Very nice. Let's just go ahead and fall down here. Bonus area. There are some checkpoints that are hidden from now on. So if you want to get a decent checkpoint, you got to actually explore. Now this is a part where you can, it's kind of a hard part to, you know, use as an example because of this respawning enemy. But you can run and then jump up and slide up like that, or you can do what I was talking about earlier, do the backflip where you hold forward and attack. And then you can backflip up like so. So there's some obtuse mechanics like that that aren't obvious in the slightest. Right, I need to actually speed it up because I don't want to I don't want to run out of time, which again, like I said, is very easy to do on these later levels. And of course, what I should be doing is probably just avoiding all the pots, because they don't give me a whole lot, typically. They might give me a couple of point icons. Ooh, I'm surprised I didn't take damage there. You're supposed to take damage on that spike bed. So another thing I can do here is try to just kill these respawning enemies. See if I can get some health back. Alright, another checkpoint. I mean, I haven't died yet. I mean, if I do die, is it really the end of the world? No, it's not. Get some health. So these platforms just constantly rise and lower, and there's lava underneath them, so you've got to watch out for that. And I backflipped by accident. That was kind of bad, actually. Alright, damn it, man. These respawning enemies just get me every time. Let's just fall down here. Okay, we're actually towards the end, so I need to actually speed it up. Need to speed it up, and I need some health at the same time. Speaking of Gimmick, any plans to play Gimmick? I would like to sometime. I played it on, I think it was Whipsy. There was a game on Steam released last year called Whipsy, and it looked like Gimmick, and it looked fun. The game was so ridiculous, easy, and short. On that stream, I think I ended up firing up Gimmick via an emulator, and I think I learned how to beat the game on the fly. It was fun. Yeah, I would love to go back and do an actual Let's Play of it or something. Yeah, Gimmick is a very good game. Another one with very unique mechanics, though. Not in a Zool 2 kind of way, though. It's good, unique mechanics. Sorry, Zool 2, I had to. Why are you talking bad about me, Austin? Not all European developed games can be perfect. Cut me some slack. That's probably what Zool 2 actually sounds like if it could talk. Before anyone says anything, no game from any region can be perfect. It's just the nature of things. I do like to give European developed games an extra hard time, though, because they usually have some really just obtuse, annoying-ass design choices. Zool 2 is like a shining example of that. They usually look really good and sound really good, though. To give them credit. See, this is what I was talking about right here. Ugh! Checkpoint, I'll take that. Ugh. Missed the extra life. Thanks, game. And we're all the way back down towards the beginning. Fantastic. And I just died. What time frame was the Jaguar? The Jaguar came out in 1993. Late 93. See, now it's like, okay, how am I going to do that part? I think I have to actually loop around. Yeah, so they actually want you to do the backflip mechanic right here. You have to figure it out. Alright, I do actually want to go back. Let's fall back down here real quick. Because we got some more icons to get. Ugh, these respawning enemies can just go... I want to say something really bad, but I'm not going to. Oh, no. You just keep falling. Can't see where you're going half the time. Thankfully, it looks like this mirror mechanic actually makes you invincible, and I totally forgot about that. So that's pretty handy. There's a checkpoint. I do need to progress faster, though, because I think this is the level where I usually run out of time. Alright, there's some time, actually, conveniently. I'm actually at 99 on my icons, so I don't even need to really collect these things anymore. Let's go ahead and just try to get to the end. Well, speaking of the end... You never had that many lives when you play this game. I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if you play as ZOOZ, like she starts with more lives, or maybe my ROM is hacked or glitched or something. What are you talking about, Aberdeen? Which Doom? Because there's a lot of them. You knew the guy that programmed the original Worms. He just entered a competition on Amiga Power and won. They developed it. Oh, nice. Don't discanify. Hey, no, Design. I'm not saying, like, European developed games are bad. I do think there's a higher ratio of European developed games that have really awful design choices that were probably never fun to begin with. But there are lots of great European developed games. I mean, there are a lot of great developed games from every region, really. I just like to give the European developed ones crap because they usually have a lot of stuff that was just kind of like shoved out, and there wasn't a lot of thought put into actually like how they feel and play. But they usually look great and sound great. But that's not to say like they're all bad. Not even close. I mean, you know, lots of phenomenal games from that region for sure. But I think the proliferation of, you know, microcomputers, easy access to game development and whatnot, is part of the reason why there's a lot of kind of junk from that area. Whereas, like, yeah, we had computers here in North America. Even a lot of the microcomputers made it here, but they weren't nearly as prolific, nearly as popular as they were over there. I mean, same with Japan, really. Rayman is pretty damn hard, yeah. See, I don't want to speak too much on Rayman in particular because, like, I've only played, you know, just a little bit of it. I think I played to, like, the music world, and that was it. Which probably isn't even, like, halfway through the game. So I don't know if Rayman's difficulty is quote-unquote Euro hard, where it's just really unfair and poorly thought out, or if it's just a good challenge. So there is a difference between the two. Yeah, one thing you'll start to notice later on in this game is that the collision detection can be pretty bad as well. Like, you'll get hit by enemies that are clearly, like, 5 spaces away from you. It can get pretty bad, especially in the final boss. It's like, I don't even know where the hitboxes are in the final boss. They're so big. So, yeah, a lot of little subtle things like that can really make for a frustrating experience. And when you've got a game that's difficult, you don't want problems like that in your game. You don't want, you definitely want, like, a fair difficulty. Yeah, I mean, you want hard scenarios, but you don't want the player dying because they just randomly die out of nowhere. You know, the game thinks they touched something they didn't actually touch. So stuff like that does happen in this game, unfortunately. And it can be quite aggravating. You know, funny enough, I played Tempest 2000 on the Saturn earlier this week, trying to compare it to the Jaguar version, and it actually ended up being a much less enjoyable experience than the Jaguar game because of those same problems. I was dying. I was just like phantom dying. I was just dying by touching thin air. It was really bad. So despite that version of the game running a lot nicer than the Jaguar one, it's got a lot of subtle mechanic differences that make it an inferior, a worse off, you know, gameplay experience compared to the Jaguar version. So had Zool 2 had a lot of that stuff corrected, it would definitely be a better game than it currently is. Or at least a less frustrating one, which, you know, I don't know. Some people get frustrated just because they die, because they're just not, I don't want to say not good. I'm trying to approach this subject in a nice way. But then, like, you know, there's dying because you're just not that good, but then there's also dying because the game says you have to, and not because, like, it was any wrongdoing on your own part. And that's where Zool 2 falls a lot of times. It's just, you know, you're gonna get hit by this enemy that you didn't actually touch, and you're gonna die because of it. Congratulations! Thanks for buying our game. And that was happening to me on Tempest 2000 on Jaguar. So frustrating. Not Jaguar, sorry, Saturn. Extremely frustrating stuff there. So it is possible to try to jump up there, I believe, but I think you're actually supposed to loop around. You're supposed to go up there, trigger those, you know, illusory blocks, or whatever you want to call them, and then work your way back up another way. Yeah, I don't think I can actually make it up there either. So let's fall down here. And there's... I just ran out of time. Completely ran out of time. And it looks like it actually... Well, I don't know. Okay, so now that we got those blocks, actually, yeah, we can actually tread across here, just like that. But I do want to go back up top because there's another bonus level icon. This part is also very difficult to deal with if you want to actually get the bonus level icon. Trying to watch out for this rolling ball. I do want to grind out on these guys to get some health back. There we go, there's a little bit. Alright, so this part right here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it. But I want that icon. I've got plenty of time now. And again, I'm constantly spin jumping like this, so I hopefully, you know, don't take any damage from these flying enemies. Ah, I failed again, man. Maybe I can just hop on this. Yeah. No. Okay, that's not working. It's not working. God damn it, man. Yeah, I don't think you can... I can't grab onto it when I'm spinning. Frustrating. I was thinking to myself earlier today, I was like, man, is it possible to just, like, run across that? I don't think it is. I'll try it real quick, actually. Give me some more health, thank you. Nope. See, if this was a well-designed game, they would have just had it to where you could just run straight across, and that would be the gimmick. But nope, it's Zool. You gotta jump one by one. It's phenomenal design, guys. I gotta shut up. I'm gonna piss somebody off. Why are you making fun of this game? You're so hard on it. Stop being so hard at this game. It's such a buzzkill. Oh, I didn't even... I totally hit that platform. Alright, you know what? Screw you, bonus level icon. I don't need you anyway. Don't need you. Running out of time, too. Extra life. Got projectiles coming every way. Oy. Alright, I think I can actually jump up here, though. There we go. I don't think I can jump up with my regular jump. I have to actually use the spin jump. Alright, getting close to the end of the level. I'm actually kind of curious. Okay, I was wondering if there was a secret room there. Alright, so for these ones, I have to actually duck and shoot, just like that. Alright, boss time. So this is the boss that glitched out on me the last time I played. He tried slamming down on this left-hand side, and he went through the screen, and his chain that you'll see... Ow! What the hell? His chain just constantly kept going down through the screen. It's hard to describe, but I thought that the game had soft-locked itself. Thankfully, it came back. So now, occasionally, there is another mechanic where... you know, you can charge up your shot, and it is a significantly more powerful shot, thankfully. But unfortunately, I don't have it right now. It's actually the ring power-up that you get. If you see these little rings in the game, that's what it does. Whoops. And there we go. So there is actually lava below the screen. You can't actually see it. And when you collect the end-of-level icon there, the boss icon, it doesn't hurt you anymore. Oh, Zool 2 definitely has its BS moments. He did indeed lay the hammer down on a Zool 2 cart. I did, yeah. Yep. Yes, sir. Yeah, I've got actually a link in the description box for anyone that wants to see that. It's a pretty well-made game for the most part. When it was made, at least your impression so far. Are you talking Zool 2 Stexor? Or are you talking something else? Oh, Exhumed! Exhumed, okay. Exhumed. I see. Like the game for the most part. Also finished Enemy Zero and Saturn. Also pretty cool game, but gets frustrating towards the end. Nice. Yeah, I mean, that's why I wanted to see your thoughts on it, Stexor. Although, a lot of the BS level design comes later on in the game. So, you've still got a lot of work to do. Wasn't there a port of Zool 2 for the Master System? No, it was just Zool 1, I believe. When you develop a game, you eventually become blind to your own game's problems and difficulty. There's also people that are, you know, they're good. Some developers are good players too, and they make a game to challenge themselves, not realizing that, like, most other people aren't going to really be able to deal with that challenge. So, that is another common problem, too. And I've seen developers admit that. Like, I was just trying to make a hard game. The game was too easy for our testers. So we kept making the game harder, and then we released it as is. Oops. So, collision detection goes haywire when you reach level 4. Absolutely, yeah. Sexer says Rayman is mostly fair, but it pulls a BS move at the end. Requires you to find all secret cages throughout the levels to fight the final. Yeah, I heard about the collectathon aspect. And Dungeon Keeper was a solid European game in your opinion. Yeah, I mean, those Bullfrog games were usually really awesome, especially in the 90s. They were definitely a premier developer back in the day for, you know, strategy games and stuff like that. It's a decent console. Yeah, you know, the Jaguar controller isn't as bad as people say. You know, the Jaguar controller is actually fine, blank face. I find it to be fairly comfortable for the most part. The buttons and D-pad are a little mushy, for sure. But, you know, it fits nicely in the hands. And the keypad does come in handy for many games. So. Alright, let's see. Just trying to catch up with chat here, guys. Dean, stop asking me questions. You've asked me like 15 questions already. Your question quota, I'm putting you on the question quota list. You've exhausted your quota of questions for the day. For the month. For the month, actually. The answer is I will eventually. I don't know when. I've never beaten those games. You play it a little bit every now and then. Every time doing a full playthrough in one city sounds pretty awful. Oh, yeah, Power Slave for sure. Okay. Hey, Pin Mike, what's going on? New Pinball FX platform coming soon, supposedly. Just called Pinball FX. So I guess it's not going to be Pinball FX 4. They're just going to do a brand new thing. Oh yeah, the CDI wireless remotes. You're not meant to play games with that thing. Yeah. Yes, Dean. Not to put you on the spot, but don't be another question guy. I've had a few people in the last year in particular that they ask question after question after question after question, and it just like makes my head hurt. I like answering questions. I'm not saying don't ask questions, but man, there's only so much I can take. You know what I mean? Gotta let others ask some questions too. You know, gotta spread the question love. There are lots of games I want to get to, and there's a good chance if you have a particular game in mind, my answer is automatically yes, I would like to eventually, or no, I've already done it. So go search my channel and see if it's on there already. So, just to save you some time, and to save, you know, to let other people ask some questions too. No, it's all good, Dean. Don't worry about it. Just kick back, relax, the live stream. Just relax, enjoy, have some actual conversation, and enjoy yourself. Enjoy me getting frustrated at Zool too, because that's ultimately what's going to happen from this point on. These spikes you can actually walk through, which is nice. Just don't land on top of them. Alright, invincibility. That's actually good for this level. Trust me when I say that's good for this level. So you have to shoot these, and a snake taxi comes along. And you have to make sure you don't get hit by these other snakes' fireballs. Easier said than done. And I still took a hit. Because Zool 2. Again, you know, our goal is not just to get to the end of the level. We have to collect all these icons, too, to get our numerical value in the bottom left up to 99. And again, if we don't have that, we're stuck at the end of the level without being able to progress. More time. That's a good one. Another one up. It didn't let me collect it. I'm starting to wonder if 16 is the maximum. Yeah, one thing I'm going to do after we're done here is I'm going to start a new game with ZOOZ again, and I just want to see what our lives are at when we start a game. And then I want to start a game with Zool just to compare. I don't know if it's like a ROM issue or if it's a, you know, maybe you get more lives if you play as the female character. And I just never notice it because I never play as her. I have just always naturally played as Zool. Not against female characters or anything, that's just always what I've done. I am the kind of person where, like, you know, if I play a game and I get used to a very particular route, I'll just always play that route from there on out. I won't even experiment with the other characters or routes. So what ZOOZ is basically, you know, she has slightly different routes. Alright, come on, Snake, where are you? Sometimes these guys take a while to pop in. Let me try to kill this guy, because he's annoying. There we go. You squished your DualShock 4 so hard the screws popped out. Have I ever broke a controller because of a frustrating part in the game? I broke a lot of controllers over the years. Oh, no, Branch, I didn't ban him. I liked the guy. I got on his case because I was like, dude, listen. I know. I like the questions, but, you know, you gotta ease up a little bit, man. And then he just never came back, which I feel bad, but, you know, sometimes it's just how it's gotta work out, you know? I don't know where this snake is. He's just not coming up, so let's, I don't know. Oh, I see, I can't go that way. And the problem with this is just that, like, I'm running out of time. Like, my time is just ticking down. Waiting for this damn snake to appear. Yeah, see, like, he's supposed to have appeared, but he's... Oh, look, there he is! You bastard, man. Why did you do that? Alright, and I also need to actually get up top to hit these arrows. These downward-facing arrows. Because they make platforms appear on the bottom. I have to actually run across some acid. And the arrow blocks is what lets me get across safely. I really need some health, too. Alright, there we go. Oh, okay. These arrows are so small. And I don't think there are any more. Ooh, bonus level icon, I'll take that. Okay, this is a problem. There's another set right there. I need those. And, you know, I think we're good. I think we're good, as long as I don't take another hit. Oh, I wanted that health icon. Alright, good. Whew. Jeez, man, what a pain. Hey, Jeff Metal's in the house, and Mernin's in the house. Let's smash some cartridges. Snake taxis and Battletoads are more consistent. They are, actually. You played a lot of Ghostbusters on Genesis. That's an interesting... I tried learning Ghostbusters about 1.5 years ago. Man, that's... Oh, that's a tough game. I got to, like, the last level or the second to last level, and it was so big, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna come back to this later. So... A Winnie the Pooh game? You gotta tell us more about that, Stexor. Robert? Yeah, no, I definitely will. We're gonna beat this game. Especially with the amount of lives I have. We're definitely gonna beat this game. I play like a true champ. Sure, Shinobi, but I'll take it as a compliment. Thanks, man. Oh, man. Alright, bonus round. Look at all these extra lives, though. I mean, I'm okay with that. I do wish the scoring was a little bit bigger for some icons. The game has a tendency of just giving you like 10 points here and there. It's just like, man, very piddly scoring. It's not very satisfying when you get, you know, power-ups and point icons and whatever, because you don't get a whole lot from them, you know? If you get a whopping 100 points here, it's like, okay. It's not going to really make a huge difference on my score. I think as far as, like, scoring's concerned, it would have been better if it was, like, 1,000. Because then by the end of a bonus level, you'd actually see a score difference. And if you were actually playing for score, which some people do, because it's got a score, the bonus levels would make more of a difference. Is it really meant to be a 3D console? I think it was. I mean, it can do, like, flat-sheeted polygon stuff really well. And when it was in development, that's what was the norm, you know? But the market changed so rapidly that Atari basically mandated that their games have texture mapping all over the place, which the Jaguar just cannot handle well. It can do it, but it just can't do it well. It's like when it's doing games like Cybermorph or, I mean, I hate to say it, Club Drive. Like, Club Drive's actually got a really good frame rate. You know, when it's doing stuff like that, it can handle just fine. I mean, Battle Morph is a great example, actually. But, you know, stuff like Skyhammer, like, Skyhammer looks great, but it runs like ass. You know, it just can't compete with the PS1, Saturn, and even 3DO, you know, in that regard. It's just, again, the market was just moving so quickly at the time. I don't think there was really much they could do about it without delaying the console and redesigning it. Ugh, you damn snake. You damn dirty snake, you. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do here now. I think I have to wait for the snake to reappear. Yeah, Cybermorph's not the most exciting game, but I do like it. I do like it. Alright, so I actually need to... I mean, I guess I could try to fall down. There's a part where I have to. I keep taking hits! Because it's Zool 2. What else do you do in this game aside from take hits? Yeah, I have to fall down here and then hop back up. There we go. Complete trial and error. Run into spike balls that you can't see because they're below the screen. One more hit and I'm dead. Alright, more of these arrows, so we definitely want to drop those if we can. Oy, alright. So now we can fall down. Bonus area. Another bonus level icon, which is nice. We're at 98. Alright, so we should be good. Just gotta work our way to the left now. Phew. There we go. Alright, on the snaking pass, level 3. Yeah, with minimal texture mapping, yeah. Missile Command 3D is a good example, yep. Yeah, and it's, you know... I think personally it's best Jag games just don't even have texture mapping at all. I think the garage shaded look is really cool anyway, and it's just better for performance. But it would have been really cool if more Jag games actually had like texture options. Like, I like having the option. Like, do I want to run the game at an unstable 15 frames a second or like a relatively solid 25? Like, I would take the 25 more often than not. Like, apparently iWar has, like, in, like, a prototype version of it, apparently has an option to turn off the texture mapping. I want to see how the game runs without it. Because, man, iWar is a cool game, but, dude, it drops to single digits. It's really bad in terms of the frame rate. Yeah, it feels like the Jag was designed with garage shaded polygons in particular, you know. The garage shading is actually pretty nice on the system. I really like it, and I like that look, too. Alright, checkpoint. And I actually kind of wanted to go backwards. I guess I'm not going to. Another checkpoint. I'm gonna go ahead and just take damage. I think this is actually Zool's route here. He's supposed to take the top route. So that's why you're supposed to have those arrow blocks appear there in the bottom. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna work. I see another bonus level icon. But I think I have to have the snake to get it. No, I can come up. Okay. Oh, jeez, man. You ever want to irritate a friend? Fire up the Jaguar and have him play Zool 2. Yeah. I don't think they'll thank you. Now I'm just constantly jump spinning like this because, like, I'm gonna get hit if I don't. Gonna get hit if I don't. There's some health. So getting hit is pretty much guaranteed at this level. Like, just look at this. Look at this nonsense. It's crazy. It's just crazy, not in a good way. It's not Tempest 2000 crazy, where it's like, it's just a rush and you can't get enough of it. This is a, it's crazy, when is this over with sort of thing. That's the sort of feeling you get. I'm torturing myself here, guys, so you don't have to. Alright, another little secret area. Hey, Lover Arts guy, how are you doing, man? Alright, so I need to actually get to the boss, but I don't have 99 yet. I know the boss is just right up the way. It's very close by. Ooh, time. Okay, good. It only gave us 50 seconds, but that's enough to, see, this is only for Zool. Like, oh, come on, man. Yeah, so I actually learned a new, technique on this boss the other day. You know, despite this game being annoying to me, again, I have a love-hate relationship with it. I'm still learning new things about it. New tactics and things like that. That's another reason why I like to come back to it every now and then, because I do get better at it. And it becomes a little more enjoyable. So for this guy, you just kind of want to jump on his head, if you can. So like this. And just keep doing this, if the game lets you. Look at that, I took a hit. It didn't even touch me. I took another hit! Okay, game, you know what? You can just go suck a whatever. Go suck a chupa chup, man. Alright, you know what? So much for my boss tactic. Because it's obviously not working. See, like this, but I don't know why I was taking damage. Like, why did that hurt me right there? It makes no sense. It makes no damn sense. Is it really 90 pounds on eBay right now? I highly doubt this game has gone up in price like that in North America. I'm gonna go check. Zool to Jaguar. Yeah, this game should not be that expensive. Price plus shipping lowest first. You can buy a box by itself for 15 bucks and a manual for 15. Oh, you can actually buy 4 brand new boxes for $16. Complete copy, it looks like it's about... Man, prices have gone up on it. Cart only minimum is like 40 bucks. There's a complete in box one with an auction for $55. Ends in a week. Buy it now, 72. Jesus Christ, man. I hate collecting. I hate Jaguar collecting in particular. That was like a $12 game for the longest time. Okay, Mount Ices. This level is... It's hard. It is hard. And this is where your fast movement and your tiny platforms really gets the best of you. So you need to hit these little snowflakes. And they make platforms appear. Which would normally be fine, but these platforms are timed. So... Yay! So definitely an area where you want to take your time, but you still have to, you're still pressured to keep moving because, you know, the platforms disappear. Speaking of time, I just lost it. And we need to duck and shoot, duck and shoot. Alright, first checkpoint. It's a good level, though. I mean, it's a good looking level is what I meant to say. And, you know, I like the music. Again, we still have to collect all of our stuff. And this part right here, you just stay in constant motion. You really don't have any control over it. And it is possible to kind of jump up like this, but you're still pushed forward. Wow, it's letting me go backwards. I think the game just glitched. Oh, I was going to say the game had glitched out. There. Oh, it looks like when you kill an enemy, you can actually go backwards. See, look at that. I just learned something. I'm up to 52. So these ice blocks you can break as well. You know, I thought that 16 lives were our maximum, but I have 19 right now, so I think that one extra life I missed on Snaking Pass, maybe it was just a glitch, or maybe I just wasn't paying attention, I didn't actually grab it. There we go. So yeah, I spin into an enemy and then I can just move backwards. It's interesting. Now these levels I have a tendency of getting to the end without having 99 on my lower left counter. So I really want to make sure that I'm collecting everything I can. Because these levels, oh, it really sucks to be grinding out at the very end. It really does. Because usually the end of level icons are like high up on a platform, a very thin platform, and so you can't really just sit on that platform and grind. It just doesn't work like that. There we go, I can come up here. Got some time. Time is always good. Oh, come on. What's not good is running into spikes like that. Yep, there's our end of level icon. We just got a bonus level icon too. We might actually play another bonus stage after this level, which is good. Alright, we're good to go. Alright, level 1 down. Whee! And ZOOZ was never seen again. Oh, hey Dad, welcome back. And Emmerman. A coffee Chupa Chup sounds great right now. Do they make them in coffee? Coffee flavored. Oh, man. Alright, later, Branch, if you're still out there, man. Take care. Saturn games are the worst from the consoles you have in terms of price. Yeah, I don't know. Saturn's, I mean, a lot of Saturn's really good stuff is expensive, but I don't know. There's a lot of stuff you can get from Japan that's not too bad. But yeah, there's a lot of bad stuff. Expensive stuff on the system. Yeah, pretty much, Dexter. I'm definitely up in the air more often than not. Absolutely. Oh, man. Alright, another bonus level. Another one up. Yeah, Saturn still has a bunch of what you could call like hidden gems as well that people just don't really care about that much, and you can still get for like 10 to 20 bucks, which isn't too bad. Yeah, especially if you're, you know, talking about Japanese games. A lot of the Sega arcade ports are still pretty cheap in the Japanese region. Unfortunately, Jaguar, you don't really have much that's like really high quality that is super cheap anymore. Like, pretty much all the stuff that is relatively quote-unquote cheap is either as a pack-in, like Cybermorph, and that's just kind of, you know, I like Cybermorph, but a lot of people don't really care for it that much. Or you've got stuff like Club Drive or, you know, whatever. But Saturn, you can get a lot. You can get like Sega Rally, Daytona USA, Virtua Cop, stuff like that. Virtua Fighter 2. Pretty cheap, actually. Even like Virtual On Japanese is still like a $15 game. Same with like Fighters Megamix Japanese, Fighting Vipers, stuff like that. You can build up like a, you know, a small but really solid, fun Saturn library if you go with like a lot of those arcade ports and whatever. Sega arcade ports, I should say. And if you speak Japanese, which I'm gonna guess most of you probably don't, a lot of its big-name RPGs are a lot cheaper in Japan. Like Dragon Force is like a $25 game in Japan. You know, you've got Rig Lord Saga 1 and 2. Not amazing games, but, you know, Rig Lord Saga is Blazing Heroes and Mysteria, which those have skyrocketed in price as well. Japanese Panzer Dragoon Saga, so Panzer Dragoon Azel. That's like a $20 game. Yeah, I do have a couple of Japanese viewers. I know for them, the Saturn is much more affordable than it is for us Westerners. And then you get even better deals if you start buying through middleman services on Yahoo Auctions Japan. Alright, let's go ahead and just end it. I never thought Burning Rangers was good, Liberal Arts guy. Dude, it was so slow and choppy. Even when it was brand new, I had a hard time getting into it. And you know, still meant to go back to it all these years later and actually try to finish it and do a live stream, but I keep putting it off because it just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth back in the day, and everyone just raves about it, and I don't see it. I don't get it. But then again, I mean, people rave about Quake on Saturn. And you guys know how I feel about that one. Can't trust people, guys. You just can't trust them. Alright, got time. And fell back down. It's basically the story of my life on this level. Working my way up to the top, only to fall all the way back down, have to do it all over again. There's the ring. So this is the ring I was talking about earlier. You can charge it up. You should do something with it, Jeff. Saturn's an awesome system, man. We're gonna have to do another variety stream sometime here soon, once I get my satiator loaded up. I did buy a 256 gig card. I think the current one I have is 128. So once I get that loaded up, we'll do another Saturn variety stream. We'll show off some awesome Saturn games. Yeah, it's an awesome system. It's very good. Definitely recommend it. Especially if you're an arcade-style gamer. It's got a lot of shoot-'em-ups, a lot of arcade collections, a lot of, you know, then current arcade ports. You know, ranging from your Sega 3D titles to a bunch of awesome shoot-'em-ups, like Dodonpachi, Strikers 1945-2, stuff like that. Batsugun is an awesome one. Alright. I don't think I'm gonna run out. I don't think I'm gonna get to the end of the level and run out of, or not have enough of my icons, which is good. See, I didn't know I could actually move backwards in that snowy section. And I don't think there's a floor down there, so I'm not gonna bother. It's tough, man. I'll do that all over again. Actually, I probably should try to... Oh, can I not? Are you serious? I can't grab onto that. Ugh. Invincibility. Which is only somewhat handy here because of these timed platforms. Yeah, remember with some of these, you have to actually duck and shoot in order to hit the switches. The snowflake switches. Oh my god, man, come on! God, I hate this, man. I really hate these levels with a passion. They're awful, awful, awful levels. Even if you quote-unquote get good, they're not fun. They're just... they're a pain in the ass. Like a total pain in the asses. Alright, we're almost there. Thank you! Kill me now! Oh, Quake 64 is way better than the Saturn version. It's the controls aren't ideal, but it actually works like it's supposed to, unlike Saturn Quake. You just gotta get used to the controls. Saturn Quake, like, you'll be shooting enemies and, like, your bullets will just go straight through them, or it just won't register. It's like, what? It's like Zool 2, getting hit by enemies that haven't actually touched you. It's that sort of thing. It's just very sloppy. It's a very technically impressive game, but it's not fun to actually play. I'm always extra harsh on Saturn Quake because I play a lot of original PC Quake. You know, and again, like I said many, many times, it's impressive what they did with it, but it's just not a fun game. Quake 64 actually runs on the Quake engine, though, so it actually feels like Quake. It feels good. It's just dealing with that single-stick N64 controller is its problem. I'd also argue the Aubrey Hodges soundtrack in Quake 64 is just not all that. It's not all that compared to the Nine Inch Nails original. Not that even that was. I don't know. Quake always focused more on ambience and sounds. But I'll take the Nine Inch Nails ambience and sounds over the Aubrey Hodges one, for sure. Because at least in the Nine Inch Nails one, there are some tracks with guitar riffs and whatnot. It's subtle, but I like it. Alright, maxed out on health. I guess that is one plus in the Saturn's favor, is it has the original CD soundtrack for Quake. Alright, invincibility. We're getting there, guys. So after we beat this level, we go to Mental Block. And it's the final level in the game. And then we beat the game. Mental Block is actually just one big level. It's not 3 separate stages like these are. That's gonna let me fall down here? Interesting. See, this is not something you can get with Zool. That's very interesting. More invincibility. Alright, we're at 99, so really I can just get to the end. Alright, duck and attack. Alright, boss time. Whew, jeez. Hey, Leo, what's going on? Yeah, so this boss... don't like him. No, sir. Stupid game. I've got 23 lives. I'm just gonna tank. I don't even care. I don't even care. Monolith's like, oh god. Oh man. Well, I mean, Jason, it is interesting going back and playing some console ports of PC games from back then. Which is why I like going back and playing Jaguar Doom or 32X Doom or PlayStation Doom, you know? I mean, if I'm in the right masochistic kind of mood, I'll even play Saturn Doom. But, you know, so N64 Quake kind of falls into that category for me. I think it's interesting to go back to it, and, you know, it actually plays how it's supposed to. So I do enjoy it for that. I can't say the same for Saturn Quake, though. But like I said, I've also, you know, I played Quake religiously. You guys know I play a lot of Quake 1, so, you know, Quake 64 actually running on the Quake engine, actually feeling like Quake. And it allows it to be a lot more enjoyable for me personally, as someone that plays a lot of PC Quake. Still plays a lot of PC Quake. Hell, we just did a full playthrough of it a couple weeks ago. You know, just like the console ports of Doom mostly run on the actual Doom engine. And so they feel like Doom. Super Nintendo Doom's actually kind of like Saturn Quake in that, you know, it wasn't developed with the original engine that was used on PC. And so it feels completely different from Doom. It's Doom in name. Well, not really. Not name only. I mean, they did a... I would say they did a better job with Super Nintendo Doom than they did Saturn Quake, but that's just an opinion. And I hate getting on these topics about, like, Saturn Quake and whatever, because people that are regulars of my live stream archives are just probably like, God... He's on this topic again. It's only been 2 weeks since the last time he was talking about it. I really wish you guys would do me a favor and stop mentioning those games, so we have to stop rehashing the same old topics over and over. Super Putty Scruff? No, I've never played Super Putty. I know what you're talking about, though. I wouldn't mind trying that sometime. I'm just... At this point in the game, I just get super lazy. I'm like, I don't even care anymore. Especially when I have 21 lives. As far as I remember, there are no checkpoints on this level. So, you know, every time I die, I gotta go all the way back to the beginning. Oops, that was my fault. I just jumped right into it. Yeah, I still get the occasional comment on my Saturn Quake stream, which is cool. I don't get a lot of comments on my stream archives, but the Saturn Quake one, I still get some occasional viewership, which is funny. And not a lot of negative comments on it either, surprisingly, considering how badly I railed against that game on that stream. Oy. See if we can work our way up here as quickly as possible. Okay, never mind. Yeah, nothing over there. Meh, still took a hit. Thanks, game. Alright, you still gotta pick up all the icons, or as many as you can. It's still a mandatory requirement on this last level. Alright, more invincibility, which is good. Yeah, I'd say we're probably about halfway through this level. I don't think there are any checkpoints on this level, actually. Pretty sure I gotta work my way all the way back up if I do die. So thankfully I've got full health here. So many colors! Alright, so a few of these blocks can be broken. It's basically a crossword puzzle. Hey. I'm actually glad this is almost over. As much as I like hanging out with you guys, Zool 2 irritates me to no end. I still am going to start a new game though. I'm just kind of curious about those lives. I'm going to try to start with ZOOZ just to see how many lives she starts with, and I'm going to start with Zool. For science! I even thought about dabbling with hard mode a little bit, but I don't think I could stomach a whole playthrough of it. Maybe some other time. Alright, this is the lead up to the final boss. Oh, I just... No! How did I die? Gotta go through that all over again. Jeez, man. Yeah, we were right there too. That was the end. So what I like to do there sometimes at the end is just grind out on flying enemies just to get my health back. Hey. Just gotta wait. God damn it, man. Screen moves so fast, you gotta like inch your way across like this. And I'm dead again. Alright, just keep spinning. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Oh, dead end. Again. Keep falling for the same thing. Of course, you don't go high enough to grab onto that ledge. Oh, Jesus. These little disappearing clouds. Alright, I guess I should probably just grind out right here. Oh, come on! I didn't even touch the spikes! Dude, what the hell are my neighbors doing? I hear something on the other side of the wall. Alright. There we go. A little bit of health. Just gonna keep grinding out. The best Game Boy Batman game. I love the first Batman on Game Boy. That's a really fun game. Alright. Back to making progress, hopefully. Ow. Yeah, not having checkpoints in this level was a real dick move. I missed the invincibility. Come on, man. So yeah, you can actually grind out right here. Just do this. Just make sure you don't run out of time, obviously. It's like there are no iframes on spikes as well. Thank you. Alright, boss time. Jeez. Alright, so you need to hit his crown. You can try to run underneath his hands. But stupid hitboxes. Oh. Oh, I jumped way too late. Sorry, way too early. I'm Mr. Dyslexia today. Ow. Dude, that didn't even touch. Look at that, they didn't even touch me! It's like, I want to be able to play this game skillfully, and the game doesn't allow me to. It's like there are hints of it there, like, oh, you should move left, move right slowly. But then you get hit even when it doesn't actually touch you. See, that was my fault. I ran into it. But there are times where, like, I'm getting hit, and I'm not actually touching it. It's very frustrating. Alright, there we go. We get to fight the first boss again. For some odd reason. One nice thing about boss fights, though, is your timer does stop. And that's it. Now, don't press anything here. If you do manage to beat this game, don't press anything, because you will skip through the ending. You can skip through the ending. Well done, Ninja. Mental block has been vanquished, and the nth dimension can live in peace once more. You are truly a warrior of the highest rank. Take a well-earned rest, but be careful. Cruel is all-powerful. Whoever the hell he is. And I couldn't even read the rest. Why? I just played for 2 hours. You're not even gonna let me read the rest. What the hell, game? Oh, man. When will we see a hard mode playthrough? I don't know, man. I'm not sure. Hey, Kevin, thanks for that, man. Retroactive. No, it'll be a long time before you see me play Bubsy on Jaguar. That is, I don't think that game's fun in the slightest. Not my cup of tea. If you see me do a Bubsy game, it's gonna be the first one on the Genesis or Super Nintendo. The Jaguar version was a brand new game, and it was, It's like you think the collectathon aspect is bad in Zool 2, man. I do want to play Bubsy 3D, I just don't have access to it. I don't have a copy of it. The end. Adventures of Batman Robin on Mega Drive is the best Batman game. Until the Arkham games. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even, either that or the first Batman on NES for me, personally. But I also really like Batman Returns on Sega CD. That's a tough one for me. Any Twitch plans for after this? Yes, Leo. I plan on firing up Geometry Wars and trying to finish that. And then hopefully playing some New Super Mario Bros. Wii. X Chaos says the graphics are pretty colorful. Yeah, the graphics in this game, that's definitely a highlight. The game might be frustrating to play, but it is a good looking game for 1994. And yeah, it's a good sounding game for the most part too. All right. Hey, Jeff Metal, thank you for that $5, man. Much appreciated. All right. Actually, you know what? 1, 2, 3. Just so I know I did this on my YouTube stream. YouTube. There you go. Alright, let's switch it over to hard mode. Oh, actually, no, let's not switch over to hard mode just yet. What I want to do is start with ZOOZ real quick, and then see what my starting lives are. And then I want to play Zool and see what my starting lives are there. So it says I have 6 lives to start. So let's reset it. Remember, on Jaguar games, you can hit star and pound together, and you'll do a soft reset. It's pretty much built into just about every Jaguar game. I can see myself playing the latest Spider-Man on PS4. Yeah, it has a lot of Sunset Overdrive in it, and I like that game a lot. I just don't do open world games very often. But it does look like it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I still have 6 lives with Zool. You always start with 6 lives? Alright, hold on a second. I'm gonna go look at my Let's Play. I want to see where I start at. Oops. Alright, let's see. Let's play Zool 2. No, you start with 6 lives in this game. It's normal. Okay. I just was happening to earn a lot of extra lives. It's just how Zool 2 is. For some reason I thought you just start with 3 lives, but no, 6 is normal. So let me actually double check my first long play. I know I was using a real cartridge with my first long play. I might have been using the skunk board on my first Let's Play of the game. Alright, let's see. Yeah, no, it's 6 lives. That's normal. Okay. Dude, the video quality on this is so bad. You guys want to see some bad video quality? Check this out. This is why I invest in good hardware, guys. So you don't have to look at this when I stream. So there's that, and then there's this. It's like night and day. Night and freaking day. Look at that. Man, that hurts to watch. It probably actually looks fine on like a smartphone where your screen is 3 inches wide. But it looks horrible on a 24-inch monitor right now. That's gonna make Dad vomit? No, I gotta keep it then. You know what? I'm just gonna sell my Framemeister and my XRGB-3. We're just gonna go back, kick it old school. I'm gonna bust out my old Ion capture card, which I used here. It'll give me like black frames. It'll insert black frames here and there randomly. Oh man, it'll be amazing. Who needs crisp video quality? Not I. To be fair, this probably would have looked better on the actual recording. Like, the way I rendered videos back then was very different. And I probably just didn't even know what I was doing. So that could also be part of it. There we go. Oh, hey, look! I'm gonna watch myself. Streamception! It looks like 2008 YouTube. It looks like it's killing the encoder. Some stuff is going black and white. It's losing all sorts of detail. I've already done an SNES Ninja Gaiden trilogy. I have a full Let's Play series on it. I mean, I might do it again as a live stream, but I just... You've already asked me that before, Dean. Stop asking me questions. I'm gonna give you the same answer I had earlier. It's like, yeah, the answer's probably yes, or possibly yes, or I've already done it. Dude, look, it's just getting more and more messed up as it goes on. We're in the Twilight Zone now, guys. Better turn off your computers before something reaches through the screen and sucks your soul away. Okay. Well, that answers that. I was wondering if you got different lives, amounts of lives if you picked a certain character, so... We actually have merch. I meant to announce that, but I'm waiting for a few other items to appear on my shop. But if you look below the stream, I actually do have some items. I finally made them available this week. Haven't announced it yet. So yeah. I'm a questions guy. I could do something like that. Alright, let's put it on hard mode real quick, see what happens. Jeff is uncomfortable. So it looks like you start with 4 lives. You still have the same amount of health, for what it looks like. Trying to figure out what's different. Is it just the amount of lives you get? If so, I'm not gonna bother beating this game on hard mode. Spider-Man on Game Boy is pretty neat. I never played that. I mean, I'm not really seeing more enemies or anything. Yeah, I'm not really noticing anything different. Aside from the starting lives, it feels like it's all pretty much the same so far. Makes you wonder if you get anything different if you beat the game on hard. Like if there's more to the ending or if it's exactly the same. I mean, maybe these enemies shoot faster? Not that I'd really notice. I mean, they're already annoying enough to deal with as is. I don't know. I seriously don't know. Alright. Maybe your icons give you less? I don't know, because I'm not maxed out already, but it's not the first time I've gotten here without having maxed out icons. I'm up to 96. Map items? What the hell are map items? Yeah, do explain. I'm not sure what those are. Or is that what they call these little icons? I don't know. Let's see what happens when I collect the exit symbol. I mean, it's entirely possible they might want me to collect the bonus stage icons too, but I don't think so. I think they're just that, bonus stage icons. Let's find out. Assuming poor hit detection doesn't catch up with me. Nope, it's the same thing. I probably won't be going live Saturday, Dean, but yeah, if I do, maybe we'll see you. Thanks for hanging out, I appreciate it. Judge Dredd on Genesis. Yeah, I actually used to have the Super Nintendo version. They're both very similar. It's an interesting game. Definitely not a game for everybody, but it's not a bad game. Yeah, so I mean, it appears at hard mode, it's pretty much the same as normal. You just start with less lives. Which is very disappointing. I was hoping like there would be significantly more enemies or something to differentiate it from normal, but it's literally the same thing. Alrighty guys, well I think that's going to do it for me. No point in continuing to play hard mode here when it's not doing anything. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys enjoyed that playthrough. Yeah, nice short stream. I don't have to sit here for 5 or 6 hours, which is nice. I'm gonna get out of here, go get some food, and I'm gonna come back and go live on Twitch. I want to play some more Geometry Wars Galaxies. So for those of you guys that saw me playing it last night, I'll be back in about a half an hour to do that. So for anyone that wants to check that out, I'll be there in about 30 to 40 minutes. And then we'll probably play some New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Huge shout-outs to Jonathan Pressman, who actually sent that my way. And Dad, actually, your package, I checked the tracking on it yesterday. It's still in limbo. A lot of stuff is getting delayed via USPS right now, unfortunately. I had my XRGB3 get delayed as well. Same thing, so... But yeah, thanks a lot, Jonathan, for that. I hope to beat that game, then maybe do a stream on YouTube. That'll be a lot of fun. And we'll probably end up streaming Geometry Wars Galaxies here as well. Most likely not a full playthrough of that, because it's a long-ass game. But I definitely want to show it off on YouTube, because it's a really good game. Yeah, I figured, Dasan, it's late for you, man. But just wanted to give you guys a heads up, because some of you have been popping into Twitch lately, so... like, I've seen Mernin over there, I've seen Leo, I saw Cafe Man pop in last night, and obviously Dasan. No, I don't think it's gonna go MIA, man. It's just USPS is just really backlogged right now, apparently. They even have a message on their website saying that. So. Oh, it's all good, Jeff. No worries, man. Yeah, I do have a Twitch, but it's not focused like our YouTube streams are, so don't go in expecting me to be like super chatty or anything like that. But I mean, if we got people chatting in there and we have good conversations, then I do talk. But I'm usually just focused on the game, just trying to chill out and just actually play something for fun, as opposed to putting on a show like tonight, where we're intentionally trying to get through Zool 2 all the way from start to finish. So now that it's over, I can just kind of chill back, relax, play some Geometry Wars, and then some New Super Mario Bros. Wii. So. But, yeah, have yourselves a good one, guys. I really appreciate it. Huge shout-outs to Tenchi3, Aberdeen Hank, Chris Hendricks, actually, I feel really bad about that. I saw his super chat earlier, but I didn't say anything. Crap. Sorry, Chris. Retroactive Kevin and Jeff Metal 42. Thanks, guys, for doing, direct donations on the stream. And then Aberdeen upgrading his channel memberships again, so much appreciated. Just wrote in the wrong chat. It's all good. But yeah, fun times. This is my third full Zool 2 playthrough on my channel, and my first one with ZOOZ, the character. So that's pretty cool as well. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me, guys. I guess until the next one, take it easy.